This is Odin's Wolf Survival in the Great Forest of Kansas. This is UST Stoker Kit. It's a little fire starter stuffed in a aluminum pill bottle. Basically is what it amounts to with an O-ring. Nice and sealed. Pretty nicely built. Clip on it to hang it. This one is an old one that I had. So what it came with was the bottle, this, and it had basically two, it would have been tender tabs. Those have long since turned into smoke. Teaching showing other people things along that line, it tends to work out that way. So what I did was I took some really burnt char cloth, and I mean this stuff is like to the edge of almost taking it too far, because the spark wheel on these are like a Zippo. They're using a Zippo flint, of which a smart man puts more of those down in the bottom. On this little kit, I'm not sure if there's any left in there. I'll have to dig it out and look later. But you work some of this out as such, just to show you how it works. And again, close that up because chances are good a spark could never get in there. But this year's been a whole series of, oh, that'll never happen, and that happening. You have a arrow on there that shows you which way the wheel's supposed to go. That's your spark. Granted, if you got a little bigger hands, this thing is a real pain in the butt to use because it's small. And since it's small, you can keep it's light, doesn't weigh anything. Chances are you'll keep it with you. But since it's small, it's also difficult to use in most cases. If you've got small hands and smaller fingers, granted mine aren't as big as they used to be, but it's still kind of a little turd. So what we'll try to do, there it goes. I like to put the base of it on something to help stabilize it because it's somewhat difficult to get hold of. And your char cloth, to get char cloth going, it has to be really taken to the edge. Your tender cotton works well. If you have Vaseline and cotton, it'll ignite that. Tender tabs, it goes really well. But if it's natural material, you're going to have to work it. And you're going to have to work it a lot. Then you're going to have to work it some more. It's going to have to be so fine it's almost dust. And then that fine little spark might actually catch it. Kind of like a Bic. And even then, I don't know. I think a Bic might actually throw a little better sparks than what this does. But there it is. And it works. It actually works pretty good, as you can see. Got the char cloth going. Once you got the char cloth going, you can put that in your tinder ball. Blow your tinder ball up. And then get your little twigs and stuff going. And if the fire god is smiling upon you, you will have a fire. If not, you're going to be cold and miserable. Kind of the way life intends it. Especially if you're married. But this is a UST Stoker. It goes in about $10. Not terribly expensive. Good little bit of kit. Comes in a nice, you can actually step on that case because I've done it more than once and it won't hurt it. I haven't taken it to the point of actually trying to drive my car over it. Probably won't. If I get to that point, then something's going on. Some things aren't good. And I need to order some more tender tabs and I'll fill that case back up. Seeing that they actually burn a little bit longer and you can use them like a match. This is Odin's Wolf Survival. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Really helps me out with YouTube, especially since I was off air for a little bit. YouTube, they don't have a sense of humor about stuff like that. And have a glorious day.